dogmatic. It was not like, this is karate, this is kung fu, this is hapkido. He's like, forget all that stuff. Just let's work on what's effective. Let's pressure test it. And that's why he created these gloves, the idea of the open finger MMA gloves, originally created by Grandmaster Bruce Lee. Why? Because he wanted to incorporate grappling as well as striking, and just make things as difficult as possible for both arts, so that both arts would educate each other, inform each other, and improve, which, you know, happened. It took him sacrificing his life and the triads ending his life for him sharing this great art with us, but it is what it is. That's the truth of the matter. So in terms of the technique, let's look at this beautiful Jeet Kune shell. It's not a Philly shell, it's a Jeet Kune shell, and it's broken down so much more specifically than any boxing coach I've ever heard break down a Philly shell per se in a boxing school. First and foremost, we train very hard blocking punches with this pinched position. So this is super hard. This hand is pressing hard to this shoulder, and this is a gate which is closed now. So you cannot hit anywhere here. On top of that, this straight line of the shoulders is pitched back a great deal, so that this shoulder, you could literally rest, you know, it's like the height of an apple. It's directly on top of this shoulder, but we're lateral. I'm just doing it this way so that you can see. That's a huge difference from this. There is so much more targeting open here than there is here. And also look at that. There's also, look at the distance. Measure not only this height of the target shrinking, because it's blocked by the shoulder. This is, we're using this to block. This is our blocking right here combined with this. But we're also, while not changing the distancing of our weapon at all, we're moving our target, we're moving our knockout points. One of them is completely disappeared now. Like, you cannot hit somebody's chin in this closed position. And the only thing which is really open, the temple, look how far it's moved. Bam! Just by tilting the shoulders back a little bit. So this is a huge part of it. Tilting the shoulders back, closing that guard, and training hard shots. I can't really put the fingers together because I'm in these awesome gloves. But closing the fingers, and so this is a hard shell, and tilting back. And of course, we have to train out of this position. You are going to get knocked out by a good left hooker. If you open, like do a karate block against a left hook here, got to grab the back of your head and move away from the shot while it's coming in. This is, if you're used to Muay Thai and MMA, you really don't turn away from the shot. You kind of, you know, so if shot's coming in here, you brace against it and lean into it. And boxing and Jeet Kune, you roll from the shot. So in this very slippery style, we're pitched back, we're closed, we're very bladed, we're pulling, we're slipping, but also we're defensively responsible, grabbing the back of the head. And we have excellent, excellent coverage of the body, the kidneys. We're going to pull that card down when it's coming. We're not just going to try to lean over. We're going to actively pull it down and then roll under if they fake this out and try to come up top. There's just answers for everything that the opponent has in this shell, which makes it so brilliant. What are we open for? Sadly, leg kicks, because if you're not in this type of power stance, like your classic kickboxing stance, the more you get into this advanced kickboxing stance, this kind of Jeet Kune or Benny the Jet stance, the harder it is to check leg kicks. And leg kicks are an easy knockout for anyone, low leg kicks. So we can modify this Jeet Kune shell and kind of turn it forward a little bit, but we lose the bladed nature of it. So you really have to train hard to check leg kicks. It can be done. Benny the Jet and some other real good kickboxers could check leg kicks just as good as anyone out of this bladed stance. But I find it difficult, so I like to modify this shell and occasionally kind of turn it forward a little bit. And of course, you do not have to get stuck in this Philly shell, this Jeet Kune Kung Fu shell. You can always get out of this defensive counter-punching position into a more offensive high guard position, into a bunch of different positions, into your normal position, into a bridged long guard, start rhythming. There's so many ideas and concepts. These are just points in space and ideas in time. Do not get frozen in one stance or one position. That's exactly what Sijo, what Grandmaster Bruce Lee was trying to teach against. He was trying to incorporate this idea of like mental flexibility, and I can't help but say it reminds me of BJJ. It reminds me of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, the way they're just really mentally flexible, and they know that their art is going to progress every 10 years, every decade on the mat. People are rolling. They came up with a better, inescapable kimura, or from the top, or an inescapable guillotine choke or something. The hand positions, the body positions, everything is improving. And that is the nature of Jeet Kune Do and striking as well. Breaking everything down scientifically, forgetting the labels and the names, and just technically improving our knowledge base, improving our skill base, improving our training base, so that the skill sets can improve. And much respect to those who gave their lives, like Grandmaster Bruce Lee. Great human being, great cultural leader, and also a philosopher who created a martial art.